Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 30th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this Treasure Island card and this All That Glitters card. The Treasure Island card can represent, as above, so below. So this card here, and it can represent like manifesting something that you want to manifest. The All That Glitters card kind of says that all that glitters is not gold. We have these masks that are on that pile of gold there. So it kind of says, make sure that what you're manifesting is actually what you want, right? Or pay attention to the details. I kind of get the feeling here that those two cards are saying like, it's like, don't fantasize too much about the things that you want, without taking action, of course, I think sometimes we can, imagine something like, we get excited about starting a business or a relationship or whatever it is. And then we kind of like start it and it turns into a disappointment. But sometimes I think we kind of like disappoint ourselves because we spent too much time like imagining all these different scenarios that aren't ever going to happen. And so we kind of like made something a little bit more unrealistic in our heads. So, I feel that the reading itself is basically saying that instead of like fantasizing, which is fine, but taking action with the Six of Pentacles is going to be the better option. The Six of Pentacles is like planting seeds in a direction, and so it really says that you need to get to work. You have the Temperance card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. The Temperance card, of course, is patience, or turning one thing into another. It's a card of alchemy. So we can turn negatives into a positive. We can also turn a positive into a negative. With the Temperance card, obviously, I would definitely go more in the positive direction. But I do feel that this card is basically saying that you are in control of your reality at this time. So I think it's just saying that, if something isn't working or, if you're trying to improve a certain area of your life, you can easily improve it by using your powers of alchemy. You have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you're feeling like a little bit left out, and we've been talking about this for a couple weeks here, Capricorn. I really get this feeling for Capricorn that it's like you see something that you want, whatever it is, doesn't matter, and I think you see other people who have it, the thing that you want, whether it's like money, love, business, spirituality, whatever. I just get this. I've been getting this feeling for you for a couple weeks now that you like see people who have something you want, and you could be focusing on like why you don't have it, or like maybe you're just thinking about why you don't have whatever this thing is. The thing with the Five of Pentacles is it says like do not call attention to your weaknesses. You really have to focus on your strengths. You also have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. So there could be like a new opportunity for you to get something you want that you don't have. And I think that, again, the Ace of Wands is kind of like encouraging you to move towards your inspirations. We also have the Queen of Wands, and she has this sunflower that she's holding on to. And so the Queen of Wands kind of represents moving towards your happiness or doing more things that bring more happiness into your life. So I think for a lot of you, that this is kind of like encouraging action or moving towards, taking action, planting seeds in a direction towards the things that you want here, Capricorn, instead of just like dreaming about it. And, that's definitely what I would do. With the Temperance card, you have the Three of Wands. What are you waiting for? Three of Wands is my card that says, what are you waiting for, Capricorn? He's standing at the top of this hill, and he's looking at these boats on the ocean, and he could easily go on the adventure, but he just needs to, like, swim out to those boats, and then he can go on an adventure, or he can go somewhere he's never been before. And you have the world here, so for some of you, this could literally be, like, travel, or, just getting out into the world and doing something with your life, and whatever it is, I don't think it really matters. But I definitely think you are seeing something that you don't have that you want, and this is saying go for it. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Four of Swords. I think it would be a good time at the end of the year to heal. I'm kind of surprised the Strength card didn't show up here because the Five of Pentacles is definitely giving me these like strength vibes, as in the action that strength is. Strength is an action, the Strength card. We have to quiet our inner voice, and we have to become strong, mentally strong with that card, because it's all about your like inner critic or your inner demons, that card, and it's about taming those things inside of yourself. But the Five of Pentacles with the Four of Swords could definitely represent that. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. I'm hearing the word relief as well. Like maybe this is just some relief that's coming into your life, or maybe you're feeling a sense of relief or something like that because of some sort of new beginning with the Ace of Wands. I'm not really sure what that means, but if there's something that would make you feel relief, then this is definitely very good. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Blessed Ideas card. It says, allow your ideas to come to fruition and they will bring many blessings. You have this Orbiting Space card. It says, something or someone is orbiting you, wanting to make its presence known. Yes, definitely. I think that there could be like an idea that you have or something that you want to work on or create, or it could even just be an experience that you want to have in your life. And I feel it's time to really kind of like go for it. We see a lot of expansion already, mostly the Three of Wands in the world. Three of Wands is kind of about exploring the world. The world is about stepping into a new world. And so I think your ideas could be guiding you. You have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands has to be brave, bold, and assertive. And we were just talking about the Strength card, even though you don't have it here. It doesn't matter. I definitely get Strength vibes off of this reading, where it's like something, like I feel like something you want is going to require internal strength, or internal fortitude, whatever you want to call it. And the Queen of Wands, she just uses the sunflower to guide her on her journey. So the sunflower points towards things that will bring her fulfillment or make her happy. And I think it's time for you to like move towards the sun. The sun is your attention. It's like the sun is like a spotlight in our life. It shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to. So I would be paying it, even though you don't have the sun, I would also pay attention to that energy. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. I do feel like Capricorn feels more motivated at the end of the year here. And maybe even over the past few weeks, maybe you've been feeling more motivated or like you're getting more done. I really don't feel anything here. I feel like this is just saying, I feel like this is what you're doing. I just feel like this is your energy. You are just kind of in this work mode, but, maybe you need to create a little bit more balance on the fun side of things, which would be a good idea. I also feel like, sometimes with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like something is getting harder to ignore. We have these tiny waves over here, and then the waves get bigger as they move across the card. And, this isn't like the traditional meaning, but sometimes I feel like the waves getting bigger is saying like the energy is getting bigger. You are something that you want is getting harder to ignore, or maybe it's getting harder to like not take action. So, some of you could really be feeling pushed at this time. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles just says, what's the tiniest littlest step you can take in a direction? I really feel we're in a time where we have to take those small steps, no matter how big something may seem. Even if something seems impossible or something seems out of reach or like you'll never accomplish it, the trick with the Six of Pentacles is to take the first steps anyway, and then once you take one step, take another one, and then take another one, and then keep going. And I think if you develop that mindset, you'll probably accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. Again, the world is your card, Capricorn, but the world is an accomplishment. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent blessings. He is blessing these two people in front of him. They are being initiated into something. I think that, the past 20 years, 19 years, whatever, of your life have been like an initiation. Like you've had to go through some challenges and some difficulties, probably more than other people. And, all of these challenges were for a reason. And I think it's time for you to like get the gold for what you went through, with that All That Glitters card. It's like saying, like, don't just waste those lessons. Make sure you're earning something for the challenges that you experienced. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Fool. Yes, definitely. This is like a quick accomplishment when we go from the Fool to the World. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World. That is the Fool's journey. And then once we hit the World, we start all over again as the Fool. But going from the Fool to the World in a reading kind of says that there is some sort of quick accomplishment that's coming in for you. And now, one thing I would say is like, don't discount the accomplishment because, it hasn't been quick. I think this is a quick accomplishment that took like 20 years. So you might be accomplishing something quickly, but I think it's because you're using everything you've learned over the past 20 years, With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. I do feel like you could be holding yourself back, like right here in some area of your life. And so I feel like the Eight of Swords is kind of like saying, it's time to open up. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there are many ways that you can accomplish something. So we have to open up to all the possibilities, all the potential solutions. We have to open up to all the potential ways of accomplishing things in our life. And if we do that, we'll be much more successful. Next, in the area of what's messages from your future self, you have this record card and this receive card. I do think would be an amazing time for you to like write down all your ideas. Pretty sure I've said this to you in the past. And you have this blessed idea card. So again, there could be some really good ideas that you're receiving, like in your dreams or in your daydreams or whatever. And writing those ideas down so you don't forget them would be a very good idea. I also feel that, again, there could just be messages you're receiving during the day, and I would be, recording those things down, or I would have a place where you can capture your inspirations. I think that's going to be very important for you over probably the rest of the year here, Capricorn, so definitely something I would do. You have the World, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Cups. The World, of course, can represent an accomplishment or a big achievement, so there could be some sort of accomplishment that's coming in for you here with the World card, or some sort of big accomplishment. I also feel that this is your card, of course, so whenever you show up as yourself, that puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading, so I like that. I also feel that some of you literally could just be like traveling or, doing something fun in the world that you want to do. I would definitely encourage you to go have experiences. This year, a lot of people this year in the 2025 readings had cards of going on adventures. But I think that these adventures don't have to literally be travel. It could just be like the adventure of learning something new, or the adventure of having a new experience, or doing something you've never done before, like taking a karate class or something like that here, Capricorn. So it doesn't really matter what adventures you're going on, but we're really in a time where I believe that we need to have a variety of experiences because we're entering into a time of experience. I could go on and on about it, but I'll spare you the details. Just know that we're entering into a time of experience, and I would be having as many experiences as you can. You have the Knight of Swords. No jumping to conclusions here is what I would say, especially with the Fool. The Fool can be taking some sort of leap of faith, but I kind of just get the feeling, especially with the All That Glitters card, that you could be doing something with your life, and it's like the fantasy does not match the reality. That's really the feeling I get off of the first part of the reading, is that you have made up your mind about something in your life, whatever the hell it is, and the Knight of Swords would be running away from it when it doesn't look exactly how it looked in your mind. But I kind of feel the Knight of Swords is encouraging you to give something time, especially if this is like a project or a business idea or something you're working on. It's like you might be thinking, oh my God, this is the best idea ever, and it's going to work right away, but it doesn't. And then you get disappointed because of the fantasy, right? So I feel like telling you, don't give up on something that you have been imagining. It probably isn't going to look exactly how you think, but if you give it some time, you will get there. So, again, I kind of feel like that Knight of Swords is saying no jumping to conclusions. He is forcing this horse to run, and so he's forcing things to go a certain way. I think that, entering into something and being flexible and just allowing is what that part of the reading is saying, or a lot of it. You have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups could be love, could be a new person, but the Page of Cups is like a dream. He is imagining this fish that's in this cup here, and I always say he needs to grab onto that fish and bring it down to earth, and the fish could be part of his dream or his imagination or something that he's imagining. And so I think that you could be bringing part of your imagination down into the world because you have the world here. And yeah, I think you need to get started. Don't let that fish escape. With the World card, you have the Strength card. Didn't we say Strength? Am I making that up? I think I went on some sort of rant on the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So Strength is clear. I knew that the Strength card was going to come up here. It just gave me Strength vibes, that Five of Pentacles, where the Strength card is all about your inner strength. This lion represents her inner voice or her inner critic, her inner demons, but the lion is submitting to her. So she is the one that is in control of that lion. And I think that you need to control that, your inner voice or your inner critic or whatever you want to call it, and make sure that you are only, kind of focusing on your strengths with the Five of Pentacles. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is about analysis, and it's about, really it's my card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at these pentacles and he's saying, is it worth it to work on these pentacles, or is there something different or better, or, should I change direction? And so some of you, I feel, with the Knight of Swords, is saying, like, don't rush past things. Like, really look at the things that you're investing in, your time, your effort, your energy, and make sure that they're worth it, or, make sure that they're not worth it if you're running away from something, right? And just really look at the evidence. With the Page of Cups, you have the World. Again, yes, you need to bring a dream into Earth, is what this is saying. I literally said that on the Page of Cups. So, this to me says that you are manifesting one of your dreams on Earth. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Eagle Spirit, says Spirit has your back. You have a Swan Spirit, says time for a deep dive. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good time to really examine the things that you want in life. Swan dives into things emotionally. Swans feed underwater. They stick their heads into the water, so they stick their heads into the emotional world. Now, this is coming up in the good stuff. You have the Queen of Cups, which is an emotional card. I would be exploring your emotions, your feelings around the things that you're doing. And the Queen of Cups says, follow your heart, right? If your heart is telling you to do something and you take your time and you examine something emotionally, you might find that your heart is guiding you in a direction. The Queen of Cups values her heart above all else. Like, she really she follows her heart the most out of all the court cards in the tarot. So I think that you need to put your heart first, right? And make sure that you're listening to your heart, and also make sure that things really align with your heart with this All That Glitters card. Sometimes with this card, the All That Glitters card, maybe you think you want something, but then when you get it, it's not in alignment with who you are, and so those could be things that you need to change. But really, the feeling I get off of this card is that this is talking about a lot of stuff right now for you, Capricorn. I think that there is a mask, or there's a veil over the things, everything in your life, and I feel like the card itself is encouraging exploration with the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. It's saying there are multiple things in your life that maybe would make you feel more fulfilled or would be in alignment with who you are, but it's like you have to look into those things. You have to analyze Seven of Pentacles, the things that you're taking action on, or the things that you're doing, and you have to see below the surface. Like, there's more than meets the eye in all the things that you're doing. I don't know, it just seems to me like the end of the year here, you could really be analyzing everything that you're working on, everything you're giving energy to. And again, not a bad thing, because if you find you're wasting your time on something, you get rid of it. If you find that something is actually worth it and is a pile of gold behind the veil, then you invest more into it, more energy into it, and you get more out of it, right? So again, I think this is a good thing. You have the Hangman. The Hangman is about, it says that you've been on pause. I do think Capricorns have kind of felt like they've been on pause. The Hangman now says you have gained enlightenment, and it's time for you to move forward. So I think it would be a great time for you to, again, manifest a dream here on Earth. You have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is all about wealth and stability, and so I think a lot of you could be focused on wealth or stability, or creating wealth and stability. He also has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot kind of represent the fact that he has the skills necessary to do something difficult. Grapes in the tarot represent something that's hard to grow, but he can do it well. So it kind of represents putting the work in, using your skills to create more success, growth, wealth, whatever you're doing. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, not being sure what to do, but the Two of Swords is coming up in the good stuff. It's also funny that this whole entire time, I've been saying that things are not going to look how you think. And I always say that, she has this new island behind her. She is thinking this or that with those two swords, but really something is going to turn out completely different to how she thinks, because it's going to be like this island over here. So again, I think you're entering into a time where, things are not going to be as they appear in your head. But is this a bad thing? I would say no. With the Hangman, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about being more playful, and we have the Two of Pentacles in this reading right here in the same row, or column, whatever the hell it's called, row. And the Six of Cups wants us to be more playful, be more childlike, wants us to enjoy ourselves more and all that other stuff. Sure, we'll take it. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. This could be like some sort of celebration with people. Right here, the King of Pentacles, could be another person in your life. If you want love, there's a little bit of love here. Could be another earth sign. Could be any sign, general reading. But King and Queen of Pentacles are pretty good. They are two people who want something permanent. They are two people who really want to put the work in to make something happen. And the Three of Cups would be like a celebration because of that. But, this could also be basically people in general. Three of Cups is your community. And so I think that if you are trying to grow something financial, that there could be like people who will help you. You have this bread card. It says period of prosperity and abundance. Yes, definitely. I think that a lot of you are very focused on increasing your abundance in general. And so, that's amazing. You have this pig spirit says beware of greed. Yes, definitely. With like the all that glitters card, it's like what sacrifices are you making to sometimes I think people think greed is just like hoarding money, right? But not necessarily. It's like sometimes if we're doing something and all we're doing is making money, but we're not going and enjoying ourselves, or we're not going and having fun, or we're not living our life, we're kind of being greedy with ourselves. It's like we're allowing greed to prevent us from living a life. And so, I think that's more what it's saying. It's not saying you're being greedy. It's more saying that you need to make sure you're balancing your life. You have this broken bridge. It says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. I think this is more about being honest about the things that are working and not working. Seven of Pentacles and that Knight of Swords, but like not jumping to conclusions either, So I think that's really what that's saying. You have this bag. It says something important, such as a new job or a raise. Yeah, there's definitely something coming in for you. And we say get your bag, like get your money. So, again, money looks good for sure. You have this fair man. It says dealings with relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have this tulip. It says great passion. So there could be a person. Doesn't have to be a man. I always say that, I'm reading for a million of you. So this could just be a person that's entering into your life that you're very passionate about. I think this could also be your passion. The reading is encouraging like you to follow your passions. Queen of Wands. She follows the sun. So I think a lot of you need to kind of like do something that you are more passionate about. And again, that could go back to that greed card. It can say you shouldn't just be doing something because it's going to make you money. That's good. Of course we need money to survive, but like, are you really passionate about the things that you're doing? And that's what I would pay attention to. But pretty interesting here, Cap. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.